Online education is becoming more and more important in post-secondary education. But in creative fields, such as music, we and many others have concerns about what computer-graded assignments and the physical distance between professor and student mean for the creative side of art. We want to start a conversation with you about what is currently going on and what can be done in the future to foster creativity through the online music classroom. Although this channel will primarily focus on music education at the post-secondary level, many of the ideas and suggestions can be applied to a broader range of teaching and learning situations. What we don't want is for this channel just to be a series of YouTube lectures. We want you to engage in this conversation with us. Through video responses and comments, we want to hear your ideas and what has and hasn't worked for you as you have tried to foster creativity in your own online experience. Defining creativity is a very difficult thing to do, but there is a generally accepted, if not sometimes problematic, definition used by scholars who research creativity. Creativity is a product or process that is both novel and appropriate to the domain in which it exists. The two big key words in this definition are novelty and appropriateness. Here is a classic example. Hey Tim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, the calisthenic laundry snoot cannot without reproach say said Sear cabbage field. If you thought this conversation was a bit odd, you would be correct. My response to Tim's question was definitely novel, but few would consider it to be creative because it had no relevance to the situation or domain, in this case the domain was small talk, in which it existed. On the other hand, Tim's response, "I'm great, how are you?" is very appropriate to the situation, but it is not very novel at all. Both elements, novelty and appropriateness, have to be present for creativity to exist. However, this is just a starting place. Many scholars have tweaked, altered, and expounded this definition. One of the more common examples is the big C, little c model. This idea takes the novelty and appropriate definition of creativity and says that it can exist on two levels. The first level is big C creativity, which is concerned with products or processes that are completely new or original to the history of the entire world, like the printing press or Einstein's theory of relativity. The second level, little c creativity, refers to products or processes that are original to an individual, but not necessarily to the history of the world. In the early 2000s, out of my boredom with tic-tac-toe, I created a game I called 3D tic-tac-toe. Though this game idea was original to me, it would have been naive to assume that I was the only one who had ever come up with this game idea. Regardless, I was still a little bit disappointed when my wife came home the other day from running errands and told me that she saw a 3D tic-tac-toe game at Walmart. In this YouTube conversation, we are mostly concerned with novelty and appropriateness as it exists with little c creativity, because that is the common, everyday, accessible creativity that everyone is capable of doing and developing on a regular basis. We are excited to engage with you in exploring how we can foster even greater creativity through the online music classroom. Please add your voice to the discussion. If you are interested in further reading about what creativity is and how to define it, we have included a small bibliography in the description below.